Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. And we are going to do lots of fantastic stuff. Formatting, automatic formatting. All you need to know about formatting, okay? All you need to know. We are going to code. So this talk show is going to be two parts. The first part is that I'm going to demonstrate several languages: JavaScript, Python, Wolfram language, Lisp, Golang, where you can automatically format your code, okay? Automatically, not line by line or manually, automatically format the whole code in an entire directory, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate Emacs integration, and I'm going to show you the Emacs Lisp code so you can get it, and if you are an Emacs user, you can use it right away. So audio check, video check. So that's the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes of this talk. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate all this practical stuff: JavaScript, PowerShell, and Golang, and Python, and Emacs Lisp. Okay, automatic formatting. Okay, then I'm going to demonstrate. The formatting code is very interesting because it involves a designing of the language syntax design. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate Wolfram language, where you can have automatic, not just automatic formatting, but you can have formatting in real time. Okay, and that requires some particular design of the programming language syntax. And I'm going to tell you the languages has that property so you can see automatic real-time auto formatting. I'm going to explain that. And the language that has that property include Lisp in general, Wolfram language, which is a Lisp, and HTML, XML, fantastic, and APL. Okay, so in order to have this feature, automatic formatting, but in real time, your programming language essentially has one simple requirement, and that requirement is that the end of line character must have no significance. Okay, so which is not true in a lot of languages, especially involving semicolon, for example, or basically all C-derived languages. It's crap. Okay, so let's start the practical demonstration. Okay, so if you are a keyboard, ergonomic keyboard fan, I'm using, hello guys, so I'm using, just search for Xali keyboard. You can see, so this is Kinesis Advantage keyboard, which is this one. And by the way, the new one comes out. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so this is Kinesis Advantage, and on top here is Ultimate Hacking, so you can look at my reviews and stuff. I recommend you buy Kinesis Advantage. Okay, and Kinesis Advantage, they have a new version, Kinesis Advantage 360. Okay, I posted somewhere. Let's see, tweets and reply. Let me show you. Okay, Kinesis Advantage 360. I retweeted their post. There, okay, so there it is. So this is new. It came out, but very expensive, $450. So, I recommend this one. That one is pretty good as well. So, okay, so about keyboard, and I'm using Xafly keys, and you can see all my command calls and keystrokes in the pink window over here. And let's turn on the highlight current line so you can see. Okay, let's begin to demo about this automatic formatting. Okay, so here's today's talk show page. So first stop, I'm going to demo JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript. Let's JavaScript language sucks. Xali.info. Go to Xali.info and click on topic search. You can see I have my JavaScript tutorial here. JavaScript in depth. Click on search, and let's search for array. Turn on JavaScript. So you can search now. Array generate. range function. You know, JavaScript to this day do not have one single range function that generates an array. You resort to lots of tricks, you know, very annoying. So anyway, here's the JavaScript code, copy it. So let's demo, okay, JavaScript. So I'm going to create JavaScript, paste it here, and I'm using XAR flag keys. You see, it's a model just like Vim, but more efficient. There's no control, you know, I don't have to press control key to manipulate my cursor and stuff. For example, delete, undo, and so on. So anyway, here's the JavaScript code and XAR range. So let's run it, console log, okay, XAR range, and the minimum, let's say 5 to 20 in step of 1, run it. So there is the result, okay. I'm using demo. You see, I'm using XAR JavaScript mod. It's all, so you can see. Anyway, so I'm using, so you can see this code runs. Now I want to reformat it. So when I write a code, it's not formatted like that. Suppose I press one single key to compactify it. You see, one single line, run it, still works beautifully, because I use the same, you know. Anyway, so now you see when I write the code, you know, it's not well formatted. You know, let's say I add a indent, you know, show white space. You see there's a tab, you know, whatever. So I want to reformat the whole file. You know, it works for even if you have like 2,000 lines of file. That's 2,000 lines. So I press a key. In my case, so XAR JavaScript mod, press a key, bam. It's all formatted for you, one single key, the whole page, the entire page, instead of the typical, you know, programming style guide. Oh, you need to tab, you know, tab versus, that's the Unix, Linux idiocy for 20 years. But now, beginning about 10 years ago, Golang is the first one that started this trend of automatic formatting. I'm going to show you, I wrote an article like 14 years ago about this automatic formatting. Okay, I'm gonna explain. So first, so you see undo. Let's see undo. You see, press one single key, format the whole file. Okay, that's automatic formatting. Now the command I'm calling is this one, XAR JavaScript format code. Okay, so let's look at the source code. So this is, so jump, let's, you know, so this is XAR JavaScript format code, and let's jump to the source code. So here is the Emacs integration. So it is actually calling the demo format. Okay, here's the command, demo format, deno, fmt, then a file name. Okay, that's the actual command that does it. So, okay, close that. So, wait. So let's put it in my talk show so you can see it. So go back to talk show, today's talk show, this page, and I'm going to, so here is the command, deno format. Deno is the best JavaScript compiler, okay, and it also compiles TypeScript, so use it, okay, as opposed to Node.js. You know, it's created by the same guy. That's a fantastic guy and ethical. You know, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic tool, and the guy is great. As opposed to Node.js, the guy, you know, what's his name? He created Node.js like 10 years ago, but Node.js became, you know, led by someone else and corrupt, crap, npm, you know, garbage, trash. So Deno, I highly recommend it. Download Deno, and Deno format and can do it. Okay, so this is, so I'm doing this in Emacs. So let's put the code here. So I have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to go fast. Okay, so Emacs Lisp code. So here you have the Emacs Lisp code. Okay, and that's part of XAR JavaScript mod. Okay, if you like my stuff, pay me. Okay, so let's paste the XAR JavaScript mod there, so you have a link, so you can go to it, open it, show in browser, XAR JavaScript mod. So if you don't want to spend time to, you know, grab the code, put in your Emacs in it, you can just pay me. You know, you are paying for as a donation, because I cannot make money with you know, open source, you know, because you know, it's open source, so once you get it, you can sell it. There's nothing I can do. But it's open source, Emacs Lisp. Okay, so XR JavaScript mod. So close that, and here is the let's do it again. Okay, press a key, format the whole code. Beautiful. Okay, and now put it back to here, HTML, and show in browser. So you can see we have the JavaScript code here, and here is the Emacs Lisp code that calls deno format. Okay, and let's make them syntax color. Back to the browser, show again, so you can see it's syntax colored. So anyway, so the JavaScript code, so that's a demonstration. Okay, we demonstrated JavaScript auto formatting using this code, range function for array, and we demonstrated Emacs integration demonstration. Okay, and we showed the Emacs Lisp code. You can grab it, put in your Emacs init file, then you can have the same feature instead of going to shell and type deno format and the current file name. So that's the demonstration of the auto formatting of for JavaScript. Okay, next we are going to demonstrate PowerShell, Golang, Python. For each one of them, I have a Emacs wrapper, so you can call them in Emacs easy as you code. You don't have to never ever, when you code, never ever like, type a tab, a line, when you code, never ever type a tab, align it, crap. It's idiocy by the Unix, Linux, C type of people for the past 20 years. They don't listen. They don't have a brain. Okay, so okay, let's you see I screwed up. So press a key, reformat the whole thing, and now pop it back to a HTML page. Okay, so actually we don't need this because the code is already in this link. Okay, range function to generate array for JavaScript. Okay, so that's JavaScript. Let's go to the next one. Okay, PowerShell. Now PowerShell doesn't have a built-in formatting tool. So what you have to do is that, let me demonstrate it first. Okay, so you go to let's go to PowerShell. So go to XR code and topic search PowerShell. Okay, why I love PowerShell. So let's go to PowerShell tutorial and go down. You'll see set doc theme. Okay, so here's a code. Let's copy it. So let's do it. Okay, so PowerShell, where is PowerShell? Here. So start a PowerShell code block. Okay, here's a code. Pop it to its own window. Okay, and here's a code. So first of all, let's screw up the code. Right now it's well formatted. Okay, so let's screw it up. So let's see if I can, make them one line, make them this one line too. Okay, so now I press a key, a single key, bam, fantastic, it's indestructible. It's like Borg technology. It fixes itself, it fixes itself. So, but let me demonstrate the code, what the code does. Okay, so because this is fun, this is a fun thing to use. So let's remove the comment. Okay, let's remove the comment. In fact, put the whole code into one line. Let's see if that works. Okay, copy it. Now go to PowerShell. There it is. You are looking at the PowerShell technology, which is far superior than Bash, the 30 years, 40 years crap baggage, Unix baggage. Okay, so paste this function name. Does it work? Let's try it. Okay, what? Oh, okay. I missed the semicolon. That's why you don't want the. Yeah. So you always have semicolon. Why? Because this is an important issue I'll talk about. When your programming language syntax. When your programming language syntax is such way that a physical hard-wrapped formatting has meaning to the language, then it will screw up automatic formatting. That means you cannot, doesn't matter how complex the tool, it is impossible, basically, almost impossible to auto-format it, okay? So when you are designing a programming language, for the past 20 years, this C syntax-based idiocy, none of them do that. So you want to make sure that the physical, you want to make sure that your source code is not dependent on hard formatting, okay, such as a physical line return, okay. So for example, now I put a semicolon, and now I make the whole thing one line. By the way, the comment syntax is also usually dependent, the line-based comment is dependent on the hard physical line return. You don't want that, okay? So rather you want a comment syntax such that it is independent of the hard wrap. That way you can automatically format it and display it in arbitrary ways you want, like narrow or wide, mechanically without manual, So you don't want syntax that depends on a physical line return. Okay, that's one of the things you want to, if you want automatic formatting. Okay, so now we remove those comments and let's make the whole thing one single line. Okay, now back to PowerShell, paste it. Okay, function in one single line, fantastic. Okay, now let me demonstrate. So now I type XAR toggle dark theme. You see, now my website is dark. dark theme, okay? Fantastic functionality. So toggle dark theme again, back to white. By the way, dark theme is a fad, okay? It actually, it's harder to read. It's more harder, scientifically speaking, it's harder to read. You want a white, because I actually tried it for 3 months using dark theme. So, and, okay, anyway, so let's move on. So we have demonstrated, so let's do it again, okay? So now PowerShell, we want to reformat it, okay? So the key is this one, do it, it doesn't do it. Okay, so you see, now this auto formatting, why does it not work? Because in the PowerShell case, the auto formatter does not work. It does not go all the way. It does not reformat your code entirely. This is critical. Starting with Golang about 2010, they started to have the concept of automatic formatting, where it does not matter. It doesn't matter how your source code looks. After you call the tool, it will just reformat your entire code, okay? Now, before 2010, most tools, it's called lint or what, idiocy. That's extreme idiocy. What they do is that they help you format. They make some suggestions, or they change something, but they actually don't. They don't actually reformat your code. That's what you want. You want a tool that reformat your code without human interaction. Just do it. Whole shot. Now, in the case of PowerShell, the tool doesn't do that. So that's a flaw of PowerShell. Okay, so like if your whole function is one line, it will not reformat it. Okay, that's it doesn't. For example, it will reformat it, but not in one canonical way. For example, we added a lot of spaces here. For example, space. Then you can call it. It'll remove those spaces, but this one single line is no good. So anyway, that's a problem with PowerShell. Okay, so this is so let's go back. So let's pop it back to the HTML show in browser. So you can see here's a PowerShell code. Let's syntax color it. Refresh, so you can see here's a PowerShell code. Okay, PowerShell code toggle dot theme. Okay. Now in order to let me show you the Emacs source code. Okay. So Emacs source code. So the source code is, okay, here it is, XR PowerShell mod, and here's the source code, XR PowerShell format code. Okay, so let's copy it. And let's go to talk show. Okay, so yeah, today's talk show there, and let's put it here, PowerShell. So create a new Emacs Lisp block of code, paste it there. So that's the Emacs Lisp code to allows you to reformat PowerShell in a buffer. And you need this tool. Okay, so you need actually, okay, let me show you where to get it. Okay, so you go to PowerShell. Search for XRD PowerShell tutorial, and at the bottom, or just use the search function. At the bottom, you'll see pretty format. Okay, so in order to have the pretty format tool, you need to download this PowerShell script analyzer. Okay, once you download that, then you can install it by this line. Okay, once you do that, then you need this function. Okay, so this function, XR format PowerShell script. Okay, so grab it. Okay, so once you have that, then you can call XR format PowerShell script and PowerShell script name. Okay, and then if you want to have Emacs integration, where's my Emacs source code? Do I have it here? Okay, so let's yeah, so if you want Emacs integration, yeah, so refresh, then here's the code. Okay, let's color syntax color it. So you need this code. Okay, that's demonstration of PowerShell. Okay, and then again, pay me. Okay, so here's PowerShell mod. So here is the PowerShell, XR PowerShell mod. Okay, so you can open it, show it in browser, so everything integrated, so you don't have to do nothing. Okay, so XR PowerShell mod for Emacs. Open it, close that, open it. Okay, so we demonstrated JavaScript, we demonstrated PowerShell auto formatting. Now let's demonstrate now this code we don't need because that's already so let's clean up a little bit. Okay, so we don't need that. Refresh. Okay, so here's the Emacs code. Now let's move on to Golang. Okay, Golang is fantastic. So how are you doing? So how you guys yeah, today is a change of time. I haven't done live stream at this time for a long time, for over a year now. So we went over 25 minutes. God, I have a lot to do. So we need to do Golang. Then I'm going to demonstrate Python. Then I'm going to demonstrate Emacs Lisp. Emacs Lisp is problematic, very sad situation. Because Lisp, the language, the syntax of Lisp has the best property for automatic formatting. But the Lisp idiots, the Emacs Lisp idiots, they talk about, oh, your line must not be longer than 80 characters. They focus on, oh, your parentheses, you must tuck them in. Those idiots, and they write guide. They write, programming style guide, for Emacs Lisp. For example, there's a Batslow guy, a big guy in Emacs community. He write a lot, programming language style guide. This is community-based, style guide. They tell you to manually, how you should format your code. Fucking idiocy. Because the more you spread on the manual formatting of code, the less likely the automatic formatting concept will spread. Okay, but today it's spread pretty finally thanks to Golang around 2010. Go format. Okay, Golang is the first one that created that spread the concept of automatic code formatting. So you don't even need formatting style guide anymore. Read it once for no arguments, So every language source code you see will look the same. Okay, that's actually a good idea. If you don't like the language, don't use it. Don't debate about how you should format. That's idiocy spread by the C and Unix fuckheads for more than 20 years. Like every time you talk to them, they don't understand. They don't get it. Because Unix, my last video about 10 days ago, I talked about the Unix line truncation. Because of that, the Unix code, it brainwashed people so that all these languages, the programmers, these are elite programmers, hacker types. They go to the Hacker News every day or Slashdot. 20 years ago, they think they are the god or priest. They tell you what to do, but some basic ideas they don't know. Okay, automatic formatting began. Golang Go format is the first one that actually started to spread the idea. The idea exists in Wolfram language like 20 years ago. Okay, 20 years ago. I'm gonna demo. Okay, it's far more advanced than all of these auto format. Okay, so next one. Okay, so we done JavaScript, we done PowerShell. So next, let's demonstrate Golang. Okay, Golang is the language that began this. Okay, so Golang. Okay, so let's Golang. Okay, so first of all, let's find the Golang script to demonstrate it. Okay, so you go to solid info, search Golang. Okay, so we have a Golang find string, which is equivalent to grep, and we also have a Golang script to do find and replace multiple pairs in one shot of regular expression in a whole directory. So here is the code. Okay, so here's the code. So let's put it Golang. So Golang. So we're gonna do Golang there. So code link file, make a list. Okay, so Golang. Okay, that's script. We're gonna demonstrate. Oh, I already have a link. Okay, so now let's copy the code. Okay, so here's a Golang. Okay, so this code will do find and replace in a directory. Okay, let's do it here. So okay, Golang. Let's start a new code block, Golang there, show the pink window, paste the code, pop it to its own window. There it is. Here's a Golang script. And now let's demonstrate, let's run this script. Okay, so now I'm not gonna demonstrate the script. Let's just demonstrate the auto format. Okay, so you see this, let's make them one line. Okay, one single line. Okay, and you see this, you can't have, you see again, here is a comment, line-based comment that relies on the physical hard line wrap. That's no good, because if you have that situation and if you make it one single line, then the whole thing becomes a comment. So that's no good. So you don't, if you are designing a language, you don't want the syntax that depends on physical line return. Okay, so but if we remove that comment, okay, now now you can. Okay, wait, oh god, again you need semicolon. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so again you need semicolon, otherwise the code won't, not semicolon, you need constant. Okay, what I hate this syntax of constant. I think you need there. Anyway, let's call the command to reformat it. Okay, so you can see this is wrong too, actually. Golang. So let's look at the tutorial. Golang import. So import semicolon. Okay, so you need actually semicolon, otherwise single line is invalid. So you don't want that. Okay, remember, you don't want, if your programming language syntax relies on the on a hard line return, then it's no good. Okay, but now this works. Okay, let's reformat. Let's just do it. Okay, press a key. Okay, God. So I think this, instead of a comma, you need a semicolon. Okay, so let's try that again. Reformat. You see, fantastic. Okay, undo. You see, before, let me make them, you see, before this is one line, and let's make this one single line too. Okay, now let's reformat the whole file. Okay, do it. You see, fantastic. Okay, same thing, if you are, it will just reformat the whole thing. Okay, for example, okay, we made some changes and do it. Let's do it. Fantastic. Okay, so you can see that command we called is the Go format buffer. So let's show the Emacs Lisp code. Okay. Okay, so the Emacs Lisp code, that's tab F. So that's this command Go format buffer. Let's jump to the source code. Here is the code. Okay, close it. Let's put it in our talk show. Create a new block of Emacs Lisp code. Paste it here. There it is. So you can put this in your init file. Then you have the same feature. And by the way, it's calling the command go format. Okay, go format. Okay, that's part of the Golang. When you download Golang, it's part of it. Okay. So now we have demonstrated this. Let's pop this back to the HTML page, and we don't need it because the file is already here. Golang script to find, replace multiple pairs, not just one, by regular expression in a whole directory. So you grab it. Okay, this is better than the grab silver arc rip grab. Rip grab. Last week, about a week or two ago, I had a discussion with you guys. God, who is posting fucking memes? So we have a discussion about rip grab. It turns out rip grab, the guy, he's a Rust, a Rust fanatic, but he has some kind of a idiosyncratic resistance to make the rip grab to replace. He refused to add that feature. So it's purely for finding files you cannot replace. Then that's not too useful. You want to be able to replace. So you can use this Golang script that will do replacement, not just one. And also there's a feature, it's not line based. All these grep set, all the Unix tools, grep set, org, they are line based. So if you want to find, all your files involving these multiple lines and replace them by something else, they cannot do it because they only do one line at a time. They are unable to detect multiple lines. That's no good. So my script does it. Okay. So that's Go language script. Okay. So next, let's go on. So we demonstrated Emacs integration. We showed Emacs Lisp code. So where's the Emacs Lisp code? It is there. Let's syntax color it. Refresh. There it is, Emacs Lisp code, and we show the go format command. Okay, Golang. Rob Pike is the guy who did it. Great, fantastic. Finally, Golang is the first one to let me emphasize, because I had this issue since like 20 years ago, since about 1998. Because I code Wolfram language for 10 years. So I'm familiar with, let me jump ahead and do Wolfram demo. Okay, so let me jump ahead and show you what is this automatic formatting, because I'm so used to it. Then I started to code in Unix, Perl then Python, then PHP, you know, all these industrial languages, and plus C and Java. But then then I'm exposed into a world where this concept is foreign to them. This automatic formatting in real time, not, so far we demonstrated automatic formatting of the whole file, but not in real time. What I mean by real time, let me show you, okay? So first of all, open a Wolfram language. So let me show you, you see? So you see this line is long, right? Now if you shrink the window, can you see that it automatically formatted? I mean, now it becomes 3 lines, you see? So that is a version, that's the most simple version of the concept of automatic formatting in real time. Okay, get it? You Unix, Linux idiots, for 20 years, they cannot fathom, they don't understand. This is the most simple concept of automatic formatting in real time. Although very basic one. All it does is formatting the, depending on your window size, it auto format this line. Okay, this is the most basic version, and this is real time. Okay, and this is not adding, physically adding a line return. That's not, that's not it. Okay, so if you don't know what I talked about the line truncation problem in my last video, like 10 days ago. So okay, so let me demonstrate Wolfram language in the automatic formatting, not just in real time, but complicated typeset math formulas. Okay, let me show you. So expand. So x squared. Okay, x squared plus 2y x third power divided by square root x plus 1, okay, then the whole thing to the third power, evaluate it. Okay, you see that? Let's make it to the 9th power, so we got a long thing. Okay, now let's magnify. Okay, so this is typeset. Okay, now you can see the automatic. Let me show you. Okay, in real time, you see, this. So you can see this. Wow, this is a too simple example because every term is like just nice, but the point is that it can format arbitrarily nested, and not just. Okay, let me pick a different example to demonstrate the real-time automatic formatting. Okay, and by the way, it's in real time, like as you type, So I haven't demonstrated. You see, this is also real time. You see, when your window is narrow, you see those indents. That's automatic. You see, visual indentation automatically done. Doesn't matter how complicated your code is. Here is your source code. You see that? That's your source code. Okay. Now when you narrow, you look, it indents them, and it understands the syntactical unit. It doesn't just indent them randomly. You see that square root. You see this square root. It indent them. It keep this square root in one place. It doesn't, for example, add a line return between the power or here. So that's my point. Okay. And okay, so and also let me demonstrate this. Okay, so if you want to display this in a you can just press a key. So Control Shift N for Control Shift N. There it is. Okay, just press one single key and press another key, Control Shift I, to return it to input format. Okay, so that's the power. That's the power of Wolfram language, but that's the power of the simple concept. You have to understand the simple concept of programming language syntax and the automatic formatting. Okay, so I hope I make sense to you guys. Okay, so let me. So I have I'm angry with these Unix people, the industrial programmers, the hacker types. Many of them are elite hackers. They have wrote great programs, but they don't understand it because I've been arguing with them for 10, 20 years. So here's an article, The Fundamental Problem of Lisp. Okay, so you can read this article, and if you scroll, first of all, you have the syntax irregularities. Then you scroll down, you can see, I explain in detail. Then you have the syntax and semantics correspondence. Okay, that's a case of Lisp. Okay, fantastic. But the typical Lisp coders, they don't understand, so they screwed up lots of things. They don't, to this day, today, after 40 years of Lisp, you don't have this automatic formatting in Lisp. Okay. I mean, not even, for example, we demonstrated JavaScript, we demonstrated Golang, we demonstrated PowerShell. You have automatic formatting, press one button, format a whole file. You don't have that in Emacs Lisp. Imagine that. The Emacs Lisp phonetics, they think, oh, Emacs Lisp is the greatest, but the greatest my ass. Because this great in many ways, especially the Lisp syntax is the most easy to do. But it doesn't exist because the Emacs Lisp people, the community, the Emacs community, and the Lisp community in general, including the common Lisp, especially the common Lisp fuckheads, they don't understand it. When you try to tell them, they refuse. They say you are an idiot. Okay, to this day, you don't have the tool to automatically format Lisp code. Okay, even given the fact that this code is the most easy to do, okay? The most easy to do because of the nesting, because of all the parentheses, you can see. The most easy to do, but to this day, you don't have that. For example, I make this, actually, I don't want to screw up my code. What is this? Okay, so open file at cursor. Let's open a new one. So let's go to Kazaa Emacs Lisp mod. So you can see this whole thing. You see this whole block of code. I can make it one single line. Okay, that's still valid code, legal. That's still works 100% as before. But now there's no way to reformat it back to the way it was because the Lisp idiots, okay, especially the common Lisp idiots, they don't know. You try to tell them, they don't listen. Whatever you said, your specific arguments fly by their head. They don't get it, okay? Because why does that happen? Because of the code situation, similar to the Unix people. Okay, so undo. So, however, I do have, I wrote Kazaa Lisp mod, so I do have some partial auto format. For example, I screwed up my format. I can press one single key. Press one single key, and you see now it's nice. However, my Kazaa Emacs Lisp mod does not reformat the lines. It needs to do that. That's the key. That's the most important thing. You want to be able to your auto format tool must be able, the key to make it great. In what I'm talking about today is that it must be able to not just go line by line like the Unix line-based fuck. It just like re-indent this line. If this line is wrong, that line is wrong. Re-indent them. That's trivial. That's no good. You want to be able to actually be able to, if you have the whole code. Okay. So for example, like that, you want to be able, your tool must be able to reformat that into nice ways. Okay, and this is not difficult to do. Well, too bad I haven't done it. I should have, since I've been complaining. But I wrote. I worked on lots of other things. So anyway, I hope for you guys, maybe one of you guys will spread the idea. Okay, tell other people. So we have this tool. By the way, there is a tool. So someone told me, actually 10 years ago, about 15 years ago, I paid someone actually when I don't have money, but I try to pay someone, for $50 to do it, but then I don't think the result came out well. But then about 3 years ago, someone else told me he wrote a tool to do that. That does what I wanted. Like, for example, it can reformat the whole line. But did I mention it? Okay, so I think I mentioned it on my blog. Okay, so let's find it. Let's try to find it. Sali info. Let's search for Emacs format. Okay. Convert. Okay, camel case and source code formatting in Emacs Lisp. Okay. Reformat lines of source code. Okay. There it is. I wrote so many articles about this. Automatic code formatting. Let's see which one is it. Camel case and source code formatting in Emacs Lisp. What is this about? I don't remember. Okay. Okay, this is not it. You know what this does? Anyway, this is not it. Okay. There it is. Okay, so I wrote this in 2007. For Lisp languages, it would be nice if a programmer can press a button in Emacs, then the current code block would be formatted by a simple lexical scan. Okay. So I showed some examples and some ideas how to implement it. Okay, and here is the, I ranted about this long ago, God, where do they hide it? 2009. Okay, this is, here's my message, 2009, in complan.lisp news group. Okay, so anyway, so here is a tool. This is not a good one I was talking about, but there is, did I mention it somewhere? The new one. Okay, here, this one. Okay, so I removed all GitHub links. So let's link it. Okay, go to it. So this tool, okay, format whole buffer. So this one is written by Tukdu. Okay, so, but I actually never tried it. So this is the desired one. So you guys should try it. Okay. Coffee house philosopher. Which one are you? I don't know which one is your Discord name. So anyway, I talked a lot. Okay, so let's wrap up. Okay, so let's go back to talk show, and we need to talk about. Okay, so close that. So close that. So go back to talk show. Close that. Reopen. So we demonstrated PowerShell. We talked about the real-time formatting. We demonstrated Golang, and here's a Golang code for Emacs Lisp to reformat your code in Emacs. Then, okay, let me demonstrate Python. Yeah, and we talked about the Emacs Lisp situation. So yeah, so let's do Python, and that'll be it today. 10 more minutes, okay? Exactly 1 hour. So let's do Python. So for Python case, so you go here, which, on my website, Python tutorial. So you need this tool. So by now there are several, two of them, mostly two of them. One is called YAPF, yet another Python formatter. The other one is Black. Okay, so on this page, I give you details about them. So just like Go format, just like Deno for JavaScript, just like PowerShell, so you can call a command to reformat your code, all files in a directory, or source code of Python. Okay, so in fact, let me demo. Okay, so Python. So okay, so let's go to find. Okay, let's just demo. Okay, so Python, go to a Python code. So here, find replace Python 3. So here's a script, for example. So for example, let's screw up the line here into one single line. Okay, that should still work. Okay, now I press the key. Cannot pass. What? Oh, because again, because the comment. Remember, because of the line-based comment. When you have a line-based comment, which depends on a physical new line, that fucks up everything. So let's remove that. For example, let's make a backup. Then now make this whole single line. Okay. Now let's try to auto format. Okay, do it. You see? Fantastic. Now notice it also changed the quote. Before it was single quote, now it becomes double quote. So let's undo. You see, it was single quote. Now let's press a button, show the pink window so you can see the command I call. So do it. You see, the command I call is XAR Python format buffer. Okay, so you can see the single quote becomes double. So that's the, that's the style of the formatter. So basically, the formatter makes sure that every Python source code will look exactly the same format. So you don't have to, so it's more consistent. And it does the whole file. Okay, so that's the Python example. So now let's put back my code. I want the comment there. Okay, so close it. So we demonstrated the Python auto format, and now let me show you the Emacs Lisp code. Okay, so I just wrote this yesterday. Okay, so the code is Python mod map. Okay, so now it's in my Emacs init. So here's a source code. So you need to specify where the file is. Okay, so here's the source code. Let me just copy it. Okay, copy it, close it. Okay, close it. Find go, close it. Okay, now Python, we demonstrated Python auto format. Now create a new Emacs Lisp block, paste the code, syntax color it, show in browser. Okay, that's it for today. So we demonstrated automatic formatting for JavaScript, for PowerShell, for Golang, and we talked about a bit history of the automatic formatting. And we demonstrated PowerShell, Python, and for each one of them, we showed the tool you need and the Emacs Lisp code, so you can do it within Emacs. Then we talked about the Emacs Lisp case, and what is the tool? This one. Okay, so yeah, actually I linked to it before. Yeah, copy that. I need to put it here. There it is. So there's a link to it. Okay. Then we demonstrate the Emacs Lisp case. Then we demonstrated the Wolfram language case, real time. Not just so. Okay, that's it for today. So if you guys like my tutorial, pay me. Okay, Patreon. Okay, so go to my XAR code. Then at the bottom, lots of programming language tutorials. So pay me, Patreon or Amazon gift card or PayPal. Okay. Yes, my keyboard. Yeah, because there's a fantastic feature. Hey, good morning to Canada, Justine. So so recently I started to use sticky keys again. It's fantastic. Okay, that's why it's making the beep. But actually, it's kind of annoying. So what do you do? So you have that feature in Windows. Okay, here's how to set it up on Windows and also on on Mac and on Linux. Okay, so let's show it. So let's go to sticky keys. So where is it? Ease of access, then keyboard, then there it is, sticky keys, and play a sound when modifier key is pressed and released. No, okay, it's becoming annoying. Okay, so sticky keys. Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, that's it for today, and what I wanted to do. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Let me show you maybe the automatic formatting in Wolfram language, some more complicated code. Okay, so I did a video on this one before, about several months ago. Okay, just search for Xali Wolfram geometric inversion. Okay, this is fantastic. So here is Wolfram language code. Let's copy it, go back to Wolfram language, paste it there, so you can see that's a code. Okay, so let's evaluate the code. So which one? Evaluate the code so you can see you got the graphics. Okay, but you see now here is a Wolfram language source code. Okay, by the way, you can download it free. Just go to my website. You'll find my links here. Download free. Okay. So here's the source code of Wolfram language. So you can see. Let me just highlight. But by the way, when you double click, it understands the syntax. So they highlight them progressively larger in a syntactical unit each time, increased by a syntactical unit. In order to have this feature, basically your language should have certain properties, the language syntax. But anyway, so if you double click on that, you see it highlight this part because that's one syntactical unit. For example, if you highlight this one, because these two, for example, if you click on the plus, it highlight that. Okay, it understands the syntactical unit. Okay, so now, for example, this width is one thing. Okay, now if you adjust the window size, you can see automatic formatting. You see, you now pay attention. It doesn't wrap at arbitrary places. It wraps the line always at syntactical units. Okay, you see that? That's a feature available since 1998. Okay, by now 24 years ago. But today we still deal with the Unix idiots, the Python, the Python, JavaScript, But these days we have the automatic formatting that's slightly better. But we still dealing with a lot of the industrial programmers here. Formatting guide, that's a fucking idiocy. And the Emacs settings, the tabs versus space, the tab settings, Emacs, you spend days to trick the settings, and then we have some idiots who provide some automatic configuration for Vim for something the community based, tens of thousands thumb and stars telling you how to set up one configuration so you can use in every editor. Fucking idiocy, extreme. Where does that came from? Came from the Unix code. Okay, that is my opinion. I have a lot of tutorials on programming languages and talk show you how programming languages works. Those are not actually important. The most important idea, what I'm saying in this one example, is the idea about the automatic formatting. Okay, that's important. I hope I have clearly demonstrated it. Okay, and I blame it. Why didn't this happen to other programming languages, but in Wolfram proprietary language? Why? Because the industrial idiots in open source, lots of code. Emacs, in Emacs you have the Emacs code. In Python you have the Python code. in Unix, Linux, you have the Linux code. They check, they stop your brain from wandering about. Okay, so this is automatic. I haven't, I'm not done yet. This is automatic formatting. You can select the whole thing. But now you can press a button like before. Let me make a copy of this so you can see in a different. So I copy the code, press the key, Control Shift N. You see, now it's automatically formatted in a type. This is a programming language source code. By the way, this is not, some you can run it. This code is exactly the same as this one. Okay, but now it's formatted in a mathematical typeset instead of the tech and LaTeX code. You have // curly quote, and /fract. In order to do this fraction, you have to type all this crap. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Pay me, okay? Bye, guys. I'm gonna read comments for a minute. Let's see who is watching today. Okay, Dark Themes, Coffee House Philosopher, okay, Bash, Crazy Frog, Hello Immortality, Justin, damn Java, yeah, Java is pretty bad. Okay, yeah, Java is better than C for sure. Analytic minded, okay. Who are you? Who are you guys? Hello, Jason. Common Lisp. What about Common Lisp? Okay, nice to not to just format, but not to have to argue about the config. Exactly. Kenneth Mata, I just discovered your content and have been watching many of your previous streams. Thank you. I need money. Okay, money is the most important thing. Thank you, appreciation. That's great, but pay, because then we have the open source. Then we have Google Empire and Twitter. It's free. It's all free, but they eat your soul. They eat your soul. By the way, okay, so now I have Odyssey. Let me tell you. So you go to Xali programming blog. So I start, I've been coding a lot, working on my tutorials, Python, and, rework them and CSS, in past half a year, actually in past 10 years. So I reworked all these JavaScript and Evil Apple and PowerShell. Okay, so what I want to show you now is that I have Odyssey, which is a YouTube alternative. Okay, so where is it? There it is. Okay. My soul is now in the net, part of the indelitable blockchain, okay, Odyssey. So you can go to Odyssey and subscribe my Odyssey account. Okay, you need JavaScript on. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Odyssey, fantastic. And by the way, I also have Locals now. So Locals, if you don't know, it's another social media created by Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin, back in 2019. So I'm starting to have these, I looked around, all the alternatives. So finally I decided Odyssey or Libra or Libby, that's great. And so I'm trying them, okay? Great, fantastic. Okay, bye guys.